Mike Nichols' The Graduate arrived in 1967 like a hand grenade rolled quietly under the door of the American dream. Dustin Hoffman's blank, drifting face staring into the middle distance from a moving walkway is the precise image of a culture that had built everything and understood nothing. A film so precisely calibrated to its moment that the moment never quite recovered. The suburban utopia turning on itself, not with a roar, but with the slow, suffocating hiss of a deflating swimming pool toy and the smouldering seduction of Mrs Robinson. Now StudioCanal have delivered a 4K UHD restoration, but does it finally grant this landmark the presentation its legacy demands? StudioCanal's 4K restoration, sourced from the original camera negative, represents a nice transformative upgrade. Robert Surtees' cinematography, all shallow focus, oppressive close-ups, and the hermetically sealed geometry of Pasadena wealth finally resolves with the filmic density it was always meant to carry. Grain is stable and organic throughout. The pool sequences shimmer with an aquatic, sun-bleached clarity. Colour timing for the film has always leaned towards the warm, slightly desaturated palette, avoiding the over-pushed contrast of earlier transfers. Shadow detail in the film is recovered without digital intervention, and the encode is robust with a high bit rate. Comfortably the most technically authoritative home presentation the film has received. Dustin Hoffman's Benjamin Braddock is one of cinema's great uncomfortable performances. Awkward, passive, and chronically incapable of volition, Benjamin drifts from the Robinsons' pool to the Ambassador Hotel to Berkeley without ever once deciding anything. He is propelled entirely by the desires of others. First Mrs Robinson's predatory pragmatism, then his own infantile fantasy of Elaine as escape route. Hoffman trades on his own physical ungainliness, moving through the film's pristine environments like a man who arrived at the wrong party and lacked the conviction to leave. And Bancroft's Mrs Robinson remains the film's most ruthlessly intelligent creation, often reduced to a punchline, the predatory older woman, the cautionary tale, the cougar. She is in fact the only character who has looked directly at the machinery of her own life and accepted what she saw. Her seduction of Benjamin isn't passion, it's boredom elevated to philosophy. A woman who married the deal instead of the man, and has been performing the consequences ever since. Bancroft plays Mrs Robinson with a controlled cigarette smoke fury that makes every scene crackle with cold intelligence. Incredible that she was just 35 at the time. Mike Nichols directs with a visual and metaphorical style that mirrors the suffocation it depicts. Glass, water, and plastic everywhere. The visual language of wealth that insulates rather than nourishes. Simon and Garfunkel's classic score functions not as accompaniment but as interior monologue. The sound of silence less a song than a diagnosis. The revolution lasted approximately 40 seconds. Benjamin Braddock is not a hero of the counterculture, he is its most honest self-portrait. Aimless, entitled, and emotionally arrested, reaching for liberation without any clear idea of what he'd do with it. His generation are graduating into what? StudioCanal's 4K UHD is the definitive presentation, grain intact, palette honest. The swimming pool, the summer suburban malaise, and Mrs Robinson have never seemed so seductive. That's all from us at the last disc on Earth, and remember, come the apocalypse, physical media will prevail.